Hi everyone, I'm Karina Tech, author of Scolio Pilates, and this is episode 1 of your C-curve classes that are going to be coming on a continuous basis. And this class we're going to focus on seated and also lying flat on our backs or supine. You're going to need a few things for this class. You're going to need a Scolio rectangle to wedge underneath the hip, 2 small Scolio wedges, and 1 C-wedge. And then I also have a towel that I'm going to use. This is just a kitchen towel, very easy. And optional is a band. Now these bands are, you can get them everywhere. You can get them at your local sporting goods store, your physical therapy clinic, or you can always call us. We can help you out, but I think it's probably easier for you to get that in your own town. Okay, so a C-curve is what we have here. This C-curve is, we're looking at this from the front. The curve is going to the left. And the same with the curve over here. We're looking at this one also from the front. We can flip it to the back. So now you're looking at a C-curve from the back. So this is the curve that I'm going to be working with today. If you have a C-curve and it's on the other side of your spine, then just reverse everything that I'm saying. C-curves are a little tricky to work with. They kind of have a mind of their own, and so I'll kind of try to guide you through that. The first rule is that if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. And of course, you've already gotten your doctor's approval for trying this program. So let's give it a shot and move forward. Let's not use that to start. We'll start with just breathing. We're going to focus on the exhale for breathing today. We're going to let the inhale happen naturally. So first start with your hands on your knees and elongate the spine to the ceiling. So I'm trying to put the top of my head on the ceiling, not my chin on the ceiling. Okay, that's a common mistake. So let's take a deep, let's just breathe. Let's take a natural inhale. So just let yourself inhale. And now exhale all the air. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. And as you continue to exhale, put your head, the top of your head, on the ceiling and let yourself inhale naturally. And exhale completely, all the air. You'll feel everything tighten in your abdomen. And again, inhale naturally. And exhale completely. You can squeeze your glutes and you'll feel your abdomen and your back muscles contract naturally. Again, inhale naturally. And exhale completely. All the air, all the air, all the air. Good job. Okay, let's add a little more elongation to this. You're going to take your hands, clasp your fingers, and put your hands as if they're reaching the ceiling here. If this bothers your shoulders, it's really important not to do it this way. If it bothers your shoulders, go ahead and take your arms apart to a V and reach to the corners of the room. If that still bothers you, take your hands back to your knees and imagine that your arms are reaching to the diagonals, okay? No shoulder pain here. No pain, period. Okay, so inhale naturally. And exhale completely. Good job. Again, inhale naturally. And exhale completely. 3 more like that. Inhale naturally. Exhale completely. Inhale naturally. Exhale completely. All the air blows. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. Good. 2 more. Inhale naturally. Exhale completely. Last time. Inhale naturally. Exhale completely. Good job. Let your arms come down. Okay, so when I say inhale naturally, when you've exhaled all of the air, your body is automatically going to create an inhale. So you don't have to focus on the inhale. Your body will just let it happen. And in other episodes, we may focus that a little differently, but for today, focus on the exhale. If you ever feel like a little lightheaded from all the breathing, Then just breathe naturally, completely, and focus on the elongation. Okay. All right, so for today, we're going to try placing the Scolio rectangle. This pad is about not quite an inch thick. We're going to try placing it underneath the same side as the curve. So we're going to, if my C curve is on the left, I'm going to place this underneath my left hip. In other episodes, we may try just the opposite. Again, C curves are a little tricky, and we're going to see what works best for you. So if I place this, if I have a very low C curve that's coming all the way down to the bottom, and you might be able to look at your x-ray and know that, then this is going to be most appropriate for you. And that's going to lift that left hip and start to close that curve there. You are going to need to help it out a little bit, so go ahead and press down on your right hip, okay? When you press down on your right hip, elongate your head to the ceiling. Okay, so we've added just a little bit to what we were just doing. Before we were just straight elongating. Now we've added a little lift underneath the side of the curve, and we're going to press the opposite hip down. All right, hands clasp and they go to the ceiling. You're going to take a deep inhale and exhale all the air. Now inhale naturally and exhale all the air. Keep blowing. Your right hip is down, your hands are on the ceiling. Again, take a natural inhale, exhale all the air. Good job. You can have your hands apart if it's more comfortable. Reach the corners of the room, inhale naturally, exhale all the air. Again, inhale naturally, exhale all the air. Inhale naturally, reaching the arms. Exhale all the air. Last time. Inhale naturally, get tall, reach the arms, put the right hip down, exhale all the air. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. Good, excellent. So your hands come back down, and I'm going to grab my dish towel now. It's the cleanest one I have. These are used dish towels. These are working dish towels. These are not decorative dish towels. They have a job. Okay, so from here I still have the Scolio rectangle underneath my left hip. I am going to press my right hip down, and I'm going to put my head on the ceiling, elongating my spine, and my hands are at the edges of the dish towel, and I have the towel in my hands at about chest height. I'm going to pull the hands apart here. So I'm going to inhale, put my right hip down, I'm going to squeeze my glutes, and I'm going to put my head on the ceiling, and I'm going to exhale, pull the towel apart. I'm going to inhale, I'm going to put my head on the ceiling, my right hip down. I'm going to exhale as I pull the towel. That's it. Again, inhale, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes. Pull the towel. Good job. Again, inhale, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, those are the butt muscles, and pull the towel. Again, inhale, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, exhale, pull the towel. If the breathing starts to feel a little wonky, you feel a little lightheaded, just leave it out. Head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, pull the towel. Good. Head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, and pull the towel. Excellent. Two more. Head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, and pull the towel. Good job. Last time. Head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, and pull the towel. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so all the work that we do is to try to elongate the spine towards a more neutral position, and also to, once we get there, to add strength, because it's not good enough just to get there and kind of passively hang out. We want to teach the muscles, teach the neuromuscular system what to do once we get there. All right, if you have a band, you're going to grab it. If you don't have a band, you're going to continue to do the exercise that we were just doing, which is a very fine exercise. So if you don't have a band, please don't worry about it. So we're going to continue here. I'm going to grab my band loosely enough so that I can get my arms reaching to the sides of the room, not reaching behind me. So if you feel the weight of the band or pressure on your chest, you've gone too far. So I'm going to reach to the sides of the room, and for me, my band isn't touching my chest. It's not a very big chest. So it's not going to touch, it's going to be floating in front a little bit. So judge for yourself. So from here, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, pull the band. All right, we'll do 3 of these with the breath, and we'll do 3 without. So inhale, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, and exhale, opening the band. Again, inhale, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, exhale, open the band. Inhale, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, and pull the band. And now 3 without without focusing on the breath. Just breathe like you would normally breathe. So just place the head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, open the band. That's it. Excellent. And again, head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, open the band. One more like that. Head on the ceiling, right hip down, squeeze the glutes, open the band. You did it. Excellent. All right, alternatively, if you were doing this, if you were repeating the towel exercise here, you could just also put the towel down and just do the arms. Just move the arms without the band. And that would be great too. All right, so let's go on to supine, which is lying on our backs. And for this one, you are going to need, you're going to need the towel and the band. You will not need the Scolio rectangle. You will need the C wedge, and you will need 2 of the small wedges. Okay, from here I'm going to place my feet to the edges of the mat. So I think I'm going to move my spine a little bit here. I think that will help. And I'll put these up here where I can reach them. Alrighty, so from here, again, we're working with my spine today as if I have a C curve, which, as you all know, I have a 3 curve. So from here, the wedge is going to go under the curve of the spine. If it's a nice long curve, the C wedge is perfect. Underneath the opposite hip, the right hip, not crossing the spine at all, we're going to place the small wedge. Underneath the right shoulder, placing it not directly in, not straight in, but on a diagonal, it's going to go underneath the right shoulder. Make sure you don't go so high or so far in that your right shoulder can't drop open here. So I'm going to place my right hand on my chest, and I want my elbow to drop open. It's okay if it doesn't drop open all the way because the shoulder doesn't do that, but it's not okay if it doesn't open all the way because the wedge is in the way. So don't do that. For today, let's place both hands to the sides of the shoulders. You could place one arm flat on the wedge here, but we're going to place both hands on the shoulders for today. We're going to take just 3 breaths, okay? So you're going to inhale, elongating the spine, so you're thinking about taking the hips away from you and your head away from you in the other direction, and exhale completely. Inhale, elongate. The hips go away and the head goes in the other direction. Exhale completely. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling all the air. The most common mistake here is that when we're trying to elongate the spine, my clients like to scoop out the tummy. No scoopy tummies. So you have to keep the hips strongly on the mat, firmly on the mat, with your tailbone reaching away, as if you had a roller skate underneath your hips, and it's going to slide away from you. And then the head goes in the other direction. We'll talk about that more in some of the videos to come. Okay, from here I'm going to take my left leg and it's going to go straight on the mat. I'm going to bring my right leg in a little bit so that it gives me a little bit of support. So from here I'm going to inhale, elongate, exhale, squeeze my glute, and lift the leg. I'm going to try to press the right side of my spine down. So the side that's opposite of my seat wedge, I'm going to try and press that side of my spine towards the mat. And again, inhale, elongate, toe to head, exhale, lift the leg, squeeze the glute, and the abs tighten, the right side of my spine goes down. Again, inhale and elongate, exhale, lift the leg, press the right side of the spine down, and back down. Inhale, elongate, exhale, lift the leg, right side of my spine down. Inhale, elongate, exhale. I'm going to lift the right, lower the right side of my spine as the left leg lifts, and back down. Inhale, elongate, exhale, lifting. So if you notice, I'm lifting this leg just barely off the mat. And when it comes off the mat just a little bit, it helps to get that butt muscle, that glute muscle, to contract and engage. So inhale again, elongate head to toe, and exhale, lift and squeeze that glute muscle. Inhale down, just one more time. Inhale, elongate, exhale, toe to head, and squeeze the glute as you lift, right side of the spine down. Good job. I know it's a lot to think about. I know there's a lot of corrections here. But it becomes very natural. I'm going to move my spine, actually I think I'll move myself, just so I get out of the way of my spine down there. Okay. When you put these wedges in, make sure they're not crossing your spine. Okay, they have to stay to the side of the spine, not touching the vertebrae. Okay, so hands are going to go on my shoulders. I'm going to open my elbows to the sides of the room. I'm going to turn my left knee to the side of the room just a little bit. I'm going to try to reach my right toe away and my head away, and I'm going to try to press the right side of my spine gently towards the mat. And I'm going to inhale, elongate, exhale. I'm lifting my right leg and I'm squeezing my right butt muscle. Inhale, lower, elongate, head to toe. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, elongate, head to toe. Exhale, lower the right side of the spine and lift the leg. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, elongate. And exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, lift the leg. Two more like that. Elongate, just breathe naturally now, and lift the leg. Press the right side of the spine down. Just breathing naturally, reach the leg long, head in the opposite direction, and lift the leg. Excellent, good job. Okay, so let's place the feet back in, we call it second position. It's a little bit wide, the feet are a little bit wide. And we're going to grab the towel, the work towel, the one that has a couple stains on it. Okay, so from here, we're going to think long in the spine here. So again, if you're tucking the hips, that's not good. We need, if you were to look at your hips, you would have a flat table right here down at the pelvis. The pelvis is your flat table, from hip bone to hip bone, down to the pubic bone, all one big flat table. All right, so your hands are going to grab your towel, and you're going to elongate in your spine. You've got a flat table at the pelvis, and then you're going to bring your elbows to touch the mat. Push the mat back with your arms, and come back up. If the flat table bothers your back at all, then go ahead and sink just a little bit. And then go ahead and pull the elbows down, and come right back up. And pull the elbows down, and come right back up. You can just breathe naturally here. Just keep, you don't have to think about it right now. And pull the elbows down, right side of the spine down, and come up. Pull the elbows down, right side of the spine down, and up. Pull the elbows down, right side of the spine. We're going to do 5 more with the left leg straight. It just helps us to keep the balance in the left leg down and the elongation, which is very important. Elongate, left leg reaches, head on the ceiling behind, or on the wall behind you. And here. And reach. My left foot is pointed because I'm trying really, really hard to reach. And pull. And up. And pull. And up. And pull. And up. And pull. And up. So again, even though we're lying down, we've elongated the spine. We have tried to create a more neutral position using the wedges, and then we're adding the strengthening. So even though we're moving the arms, it's making the spine muscles work and contract, and the abdomen work and contract. Okay, you're going to continue with the same exercise, or you're going to grab your band. And we're just going to add a little outward motion with the band. So when you start the exercise, you'll pull apart, and then you'll pull down. Okay, it'll look like this. So from here, I'm going to pull apart, and then my elbows are going to touch the mat. Not down here by my waist, but up here by my shoulders. There you go. Good job. And come up, and come down, and come up, pull apart, and come down, up, and together. Pull apart, and come down, and up, and together. Pull apart, and come down, up, together, good job, open, and come down, up, together, apart, and come down, up, together, apart, and come down, up, together, and 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 apart, and come down. Okay, how are you doing? It's a lot of work. Okay, as a little bonus, let's add the leg lift to it, okay? So when you go apart, the leg stays down. When you come down with the elbows, the left leg comes up. I'm going to keep it on the outside of the bar. And then as you go up, the leg goes down, and then the arms come together. So apart, leg and elbows, and up and together. And apart, leg and elbows, and together. 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 Dee da da da, dee dee dee, da da, dee da da da, dee dee dee, da da, dee da da da, dee dee dee, da da, dee da da da, dee dee dee, da da. Okay, good job. I don't know if you noticed there, but my leg started getting a little high. I thought we were doing the can-can for a minute. So keep the leg low. It helps to engage that glute muscle. Okay, so feet wide. We're going to do one last exercise here before we do a breathing exercise to finish up. Your hands are on your shoulders. You open as far as they want to. Mine drop to the mat, but if yours don't, then keep them up here. Do not pinch the shoulder on this exercise. That's very, very important. If you need to, put a pillow under here for your elbow to rest on, but no pinchy shoulders. Okay, from here I'm going to purposely tilt my pelvis towards me, so now my tailbone's coming off of the mat, and then I'm going to lift the hips and squeeze the glutes and press the right side of my spine onto the mat here. And then I'm going to come right back down, and I'm going to tip the pelvis. Push the right side of the spine on the mat as I lift and come right back down. I'm going to tip the pelvis, lift the hips by squeezing the glutes. The right side of my spine goes down here and I come back. And again, tip, squeeze the glutes, right side of the spine down, and back to a neutral position. Tip, squeeze the glutes and lift, right side of the spine down, and I come right back down. So it's a very small lift. We're not going very high at all. I'm coming up to about where I might wear a belt, like right at belly button height-ish, and come right back down. And tip, squeeze the glutes, and lift, right side of the spine down, and come all the way down to where you started. Tip, squeeze, right side of the spine, back to where you started. Tip, squeeze, right side of the spine, back to where you started. Tip, squeeze, and up, rolling down. Tip, squeeze, lift, and down you go. And tip, squeeze, and all the way back down. Just one more time. Tip, squeeze, right side of the spine is down, and all the way back down. Okie dokie. I'm going to take these wedges out. I'm going to rock my spine back and forth, just to kind of give it a little bit of a shake. And then from here, I'm going to rock myself up to sitting. You can also roll to one side. Actually, maybe I'll show you that instead. So just roll to one side and come right back up. Okay. So to finish, we're not going to focus on the breathing because here we are in our brand new position again, and you might feel a little bit like, whoo, been laying down for a long time. So let's not focus on the breathing to finish. Let's just focus on the elongation. You can take your rectangle and take it underneath your left hip. I think I recently did a video where the C wedge was, or the wedge was underneath the other hip in C curve, and that's okay. You've got to figure this one out. It's a little tough with a C curve to give you an exact rule. Okay, so from here, let's take the arms out to the diagonals and reach, 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 and relax the arms. 2, 3, and reach, reach, elongate, and down, down, down. So when you're reaching with the arms up, make sure the right hip is going down. So reach, 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 and release, 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 and reach, 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 and release, release, release. This time let's add the glute squeeze. So squeeze the glutes, reach, reach, and release, release, release. And squeeze the glutes, D, da, and release, release, release. Squeeze the glutes, D, da, and release, release, release. And squeeze, 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 and release, release. Good job. 2 more. Squeeze, 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 and release, release, release. Last time. Squeeze, squeeze, and release, release, release. Good job. Okay, you did it. I did have a question when I did the first version of this video. The question was, what do I do if I can't sit cross-legged? Actually, it's quite easy. You just put your feet on the floor in front of you. Don't let them dangle. My feet are dangling here. Make sure that you sit all the way to the front edge so that your feet are firmly on the floor while you do this. The other option is to find a box to sit on. If you can find something small to sit on, and then perhaps your legs will drop open so that it's comfortable. But if your legs are up here, that's not going to work. You can't do it that way. So just put your feet on the floor. Okay? Okay, that is your C curve Scolio Pilates video, episode 1, and we hope to see you very soon on the next episodes. Take care, and make sure you let me know if you have any questions below, and I'll answer those for you. Bye!